What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So look, check this out, bro. We got Devin Haney in the news, man. As you guys can see, Michael Benson just reported, well, not just, this is a few days old, but he stated, the WBC have now made Devin Haney lightweight champion in recess as he is moving up to challenge WBC super lightweight world champion Regis Prograis next. WBC plan to order Shakur Stevenson versus the highest ranked contender, as I stated, Lomachenko, for the vacant WBC lightweight world title, and then offer Haney the chance to fight the winner on a 50-50 split if he wants to return to lightweight after the Prograis fight. All right, he as in Devin Haney. All right. Now, I think this is good news, bro. Believe it or not, I think this is good news. Now, I know a lot of people are, it's kind of split with Devin Haney. And, you know, a lot of people are not really happy with Devin Haney here recently after the whole fight with Lomachenko. Many people believe that Devin Haney lost that fight. I believe that it was a draw. But a lot of people are not really happy with Devin Haney and the way he's moving. However, as we all know, Devin Haney also just recently got into a little back and forth with Shakur, as they stated that they were offering Shakur 25%. Shakur wasn't happy with that. Devin Haney insisted that was more money that he made in his last 3 fights, so he should be happy with it. But Shakur was not happy with the 25% split. Now Devin Haney is moving up, which what I felt was going to happen was he was going to have to vacate that title. I stated this in previous videos before. He's going to have to vacate the title, which would then put Shakur Stevenson, they did do the ranked number one and ranked number 2 persons or fighters to fight for that vacant title, which then would make Shakur Stevenson fight Lomachenko, and then of course if Devin Haney decides to move back down, he would have to fight the winner of that in order to get his belt back, if he wants his belt back. All right, now Devin Haney is, you know, in talks with fighting Regis Prograis. The fight has not been announced yet. As a matter of fact, Regis Prograis actually just made a tweet stating and asking Devin Haney what's taking so long. Why has he not signed his side of the contract or whatnot? It's at a standstill right now. I don't know what's going on in that situation, but however, listen, bro, I think that Devin Haney is doing the right thing. First and foremost, I felt like especially after the Lomachenko fight, I felt like Devin Haney was really just killing himself. Well, we knew this actually in the second George Kambosos fight. Devin Haney is killing himself to make 135, all right? And it was quite obvious. And I just feel like at this particular moment, Devin Haney just needs to fight at 140 because it's getting more and more dangerous for him to fight at 135. The reason why I know that the weight is taking a toll on him, because if you guys know your boxing, you should know that in any situation when a fighter is having a hard time making weight, or when they're having a hard time, when they're killing themselves to make the weight, it always shows up in the fight. More so, these are like the signs that show up to let you know that a fighter is killing himself. Now I'm not saying that just because these things happen means that a fighter is drained, because sometimes it's on the fighter's disciplinary as well. But in Devin Haney's situation, when a fighter's depleting himself and draining himself to make this weight, it always shows up in the fight. You can see with the fatigue, and more so towards the later half of the fight, the second half of the fight. That's when more so fatigue starts to set in. It affects your punch resistance as well, and it also affects your punching power as well. You feel a lot more weak. You don't feel as stable and strong as you once did. The shots that you are normally able to take, you're not able to take those shots like you once could when you're drained. I mean, because a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're drained, you're stopping fluids from going to your brain and stuff, and it's a whole scientific method behind it. I did it on a video on that a long time ago. I'll have to resurface that for you guys to understand. But regardless, man, I just feel like Devin Haney has had his time at 135, and I feel like if he can't make 135 safe, which it doesn't look like he can, I don't think that he should go back down there. And the reason why is also to back that statement up is because let's be honest. Even if Devin Haney was to go back down to 135, right? If anybody beats Devin Haney at this particular time, the first thing they're gonna do is say, well, Devin Haney, he could barely make the weight. That then leads for an excuse. So it's like, dude, I really don't see any purpose of Devin Haney just moving back down to 135. I understand that Devin Haney has been calling for the fights like Tank Davis, He recently got Lomachenko. That was a fight that he'd been wanting for years, so that's good. Now Shakur is barking up his tree or whatnot. But I just feel like, bro, listen, it's too dangerous down there, bro. Maybe him and Gervonta Davis can meet at a catchweight, or Gervonta Davis could move up to 140 as he did with Mario Barrios. I don't know why that seems to not be a possibility. As far as when you bring up Gervonta Davis, he could move up to fight at 140 as he did. I would still have Tank Davis winning that fight. I think Tank Davis beats Devin Haney at any weight that they fight at. Not because I feel like he would outbox. I don't think he would outbox Devin Haney, but I feel like at some point, I just feel like Tank's power I feel like in the later half, I always felt like Devin Haney would outbox Tank Davis until like the 10th, 11th, and 12th round, where he tends to make more mistakes. And who knows? Maybe at 140 he won't make those mistakes because he won't be as fatigued. But if that fatigue is following him up to 140, then I know for a fact he's not going to be able to take Tank Davis shots in the later rounds as he would with anybody else, because if anybody that's ever boxed before knows, or if you just watch box for a long time, your punch resistance drops tremendously as fatigue starts to rise. The more tired you get, the less shots you're able to take. And that's just how it goes, all right? But this is about, let me talk about Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis. Now, this is a dangerous fight. A lot of people are trying to say that Devin Haney is avoiding Shakur Stevenson, but that is very, very wrong. You can't call Devin Haney a duck when he's fighting somebody just as dangerous. He's moving up and fighting another champion, which then would make him a 2-division world champion, undisputed at 135 and WBC at 140, okay? So you can't criticize Devin Haney for ducking Shakur by fighting Regis. Now, Devin Haney was still at 135 fighting, and chose to fight like maybe Isaac Cruz or something. Then maybe you that's still a dangerous fight. But I think that you will have more of an argument. But him moving up to fight Regis Prograis, that's a dangerous fight, bro. And you got to give Devin Haney credit for that, bro. All right, it's a good fight. Regis Prograis didn't look too good in his last fight, but I don't know. He just actually made a video, posting about like the stuff that he had to go through. I don't know if he's having a hard time making 140 or whatnot, but he wasn't at his best. That wasn't his best performance, and some of that could be due to the person. If I can't think of the dude's name, but the guy that he fought, I mean, dude wasn't really just in there to. It didn't look like he just wanted to take the fight from Regis. It looked like he wanted to just finesse the fight from Regis Prograis, okay? And that can be hard to look good against. But regardless, in the situation, bro, both of these fighters are very good fighters. Regis Prograis definitely has proven himself as a threat to anybody at 140. Even when he fought Josh Taylor, some people thought that he won that fight. I thought Josh Taylor pulled it off. I thought Josh Taylor beat Regis at his own game, but I did think that it was a close fight. It was very evident. And if you look at Josh Taylor's face, that says it all as well. All right. Devin Haney is coming off of an iffy performance too, though, or iffy bout. I'm not gonna say iffy performance because I think Devin Haney performed very well. I think he performed better than Regis Prograis. It's just the level of composition, the level of opposition. Was different. Lomachenko is much more of a threat to Devin Haney than Regis Prograis' last fighter was to him. So I think that was more so, well, just like Regis Prograis, I think that was Devin Haney's opponent. Lomachenko is just a big threat, and he put on he put on a great fight. All right, but many people thought that Devin Haney lost that fight. So this makes for a good fight. I don't think it should be on pay-per-view. It better not be on pay-per-view. But it makes for a good fight as it goes, all right? Regis Prograis, I'm sorry, it was a little debacle in this fight. As far as I know, Devin Haney was saying that he wanted it in November. Regis Prograis said that he was supposed to be somewhere in November, so it had to be in October. At the end of the day, though, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion at 135. He's not the champion at 140, so I guess we'd have to do it how Regis wants to do it, all right? And the fight should be on Matchroom as well because that's where Regis is at. He holds the title. Bro, it's an interesting matchup. I think Devin Haney, Regis Prograis is a good boxer, but he's very slow, a little flat-footed at times. I think Devin Haney outboxes Regis, but in a close fight, and Regis could possibly stop Devin Haney in the later rounds. Do not be surprised if that happens. All right, I'm just letting you know. It's possible that Regis could clip Devin Haney in the later rounds, bro. Devin Haney makes a lot of mistakes in the later, towards the later rounds. But, you know, regardless, this is not just a breakdown. This is just an early prediction. I would predict Devin Haney to win maybe 115, 113, or maybe even 116, 112, you know. But that's just my early prediction. I give a breakdown as the fight gets announced. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?